Hello, Ducky. If you like this video, please comment below. Oh, and be sure and subscribe too, eh?
The Grumpy Duckling, an uplifting tale for all ages. Once upon a time, in a little kingdom ruled by a psychotic weasel named King Lucius, there lived a family of ducklings. And a mommy duck too, of course. But she's not in this story. All of the ducklings lived in a cute little pond, and to look at, they were all pretty much A-OK. At least none of them was ugly, like in some other stories I could mention. But there was one who was different from the others. You see, this duckling was grumpy. Very grumpy. The grumpy duckling's name was Ebenezer Llewellyn von Pooplehead, and his brothers and sisters were named Tom, Wilma, Barney, Terwilliger, and Lucy. Day after day, while Tom, Wilma, Barney, Terwilliger, and Lucy were happily paddling around the lake, planning their eventual career paths in the court of King Lucius the Loony, Ebenezer Llewellyn von Pooplehead would stay away by himself. And if you had very good ears, you could hear him grumbling.
Stupid freaking name! What kind of an idiot names an adorable duckling Ebenezer Llewellyn von Pooplehead anyway? Only a stark raving lunatic, that's who! If only my mother was in this story, I'd give her a piece of my mind.
You see, Ebenezer Llewellyn von Pooplehead felt that his name was keeping him down. He couldn't introduce himself to Sally Mander or Fred Froggy because he just knew they would laugh at him and aim fart bubbles his way. And he was sure if he had an awesome name, like Lance Paddlemeister, that he would be able to introduce himself and bask in their admiration, and that the world would be his oyster. For who wouldn't want to be pals with someone named Lance Paddlemeister, I ask of you? But, sadly, his name wasn't Lance Paddlemeister. It was Ebenezer Llewellyn von Pooplehead. And so he never introduced himself to Sally Mander or Fred Froggy, and he didn't apply to the top colleges like his brothers and sisters. They all became lawyers and doctors and found jobs in the court of King Lucius. But Ebenezer Llewellyn von Pooplehead stayed in the pond and went from being a grumpy little duckling to a full-grown and very grumpy duck, one who muttered to himself all the day long as he swam around and around and around. But then, one magical day, just as it seemed that his life couldn't get any worse, wouldn't you know it but King Lucius himself visited the pond. He was driven up in a magnificent coach, and he very politely asked Ebenezer to leave the pond and join him in it. You see, King Lucius had developed a taste for duck after eating Tom, Wilma, Barney, Terwilliger, and Lucy, and in a trice he gobbled Ebenezer Llewellyn von Pooplehead up. And so the moral of the story, boys and girls, is that it can always get worse.